So we'll be talking about the superficial back line, superficial front line, lateral line, and the spiral line. The superficial back line. Its postural function is to support the body in full extension so we do not slouch, which requires a high amount of slow twitch endurance muscle fibers. The movement function is to create extension and hyperextension, except at the knees and the ankle. My client here, he will be doing a deadlift, which shows hyperextension and extension at the hip, or torso, waist. Next is the superficial front line. Its postural function is to keep the balance of the superficial back line and also to maintain the postural extension of the knee. Its movement function is to keep overall movement and to create flexion of the trunk, hips, and extension of the knee and dorsiflexion of the foot. This contains a higher amount of fast twitch muscle fibers. And the progression of his crunches would be a V-sit. Next is the lateral line. Its postural function is to balance the left and the right side and stabilizes limbs when the upper body acts. Its movement function is lateral bending, deceleration when standing up, accelerates when perpendicular to gravity, and neck, trunk, hip abduction, and foot eversion. So what that means is a side stretch, a progression to this would be bending over at the side with the weight instead of a side stretch. The last myofascial line we'll be talking about is the spiral line. Its postural function is to wrap the body in a double spiral, maintaining balance across all of the planes. Its movement function, it creates and mediates spirals and rotations of the body. My client here will be doing is trunk rotations, keeping his hips square and rotating at the trunk. What's unique about the back functional line and the front functional line is both are active in asymmetrical movements, which occurs mostly in sports. An example of this is a baseball player as the pitcher. They plant their front foot and the opposite arm does the throwing motion. Just like that.